Okay, it says we are now live. I'm alive, I'm alive. Hey, somebody just joined? David Moust, welcome, welcome. And who else? Somebody else just joined. I don't see the name yet. My name is Al. Hearts coming up, that's great. My name is Al, I live in upstate New York. I'm pointing at a picture of, I'm pointing at a picture of a man named Larry Lessig. That's what I look like. And I had a scope that I was doing every day for about 2 or 3 weeks. I stopped a couple of weeks ago. It was called A Crazy Idea That Just Might Work. And that crazy idea was about this guy, Larry Lessig. He's running for president. Hardly anybody knows about him. It's weird. I mean, a very smart man. He's been thinking about running for president for a while. He tried to get some, hey, King 72, welcome. 6 people are here, that's great. I'm going to get to the point real quick. Just want to give my welcomes. David Moust, invited followers. All right. Hey, thank you very much, David. Okay, so my name's Al. I live in upstate New York. I'm a retired, hard to explain what I used to do. I used to work for the government, for the state government, doing federal work. Now I drive a school bus because I'm retired on a pension. Not quite enough. Redneck, hey, that's a provocative name. Repmo Redneck. Well, welcome, welcome. So I drive the kids to school in the morning, then I go back at around 2 o'clock and drive them again. Tankarab. And in between, I try to make myself useful by trying to save the world. No, we're trying to save the country, like Larry Lessig is trying to save the country. Spring Gear. Hey, welcome, welcome. So my name's Al, live in upstate New York. I'm going to talk a little bit about Larry Lessig. I'm not going to preach to you. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I don't want to convince you that the man should be president. I just want you to get a little bit curious about him, okay? So I'm going to show you. This is his website address, lessig2016.us. Just wanted to show you that. He is running for president because he believes, and I believe, that to be colloquial about it, the system's all fucked up, okay? Because our democracy has devolved to the point where we don't count anymore. By we, I mean, unless you're very, very wealthy, or unless you are a deep-pocketed lobbying organization, unless you're a major conglomerate, major international corporation, unless you're one of those things, you really have no influence over what government does. This has been proven, actually. It really, I'm going to show you. I have this. This is very high tech here. Patent this idea. It's called a marker and a folder. This address, tinyurl.com/zeroinfluence. If you go there, it'll take an academic study. It's an 18-page academic study that is done by 2 guys named Gilens and Page within the last year or 2. And it shows how our democracy is bullshit. We don't really have a democracy anymore. The people who really influence what goes on in government are the people who own the government, which is the people who pay the politicians to run, to represent them. So what Larry Lessig is trying to do is he's trying to get in there so he can pass and sign this bill. It's called the Citizen Equality Act that is designed to make us all equal again. By make us all, I'm losing people. Hope I'm not turning you off by the politics, but this is what I'm here to talk about. We're all equal in the sense that we all have zero influence, right? We all have zero influence. The people who have all the influence are the people who pay the politicians to run. They don't pay them directly, that's illegal, but they keep them in business by supporting their campaigns, which get more and more and more and more expensive. And not only do they control them by paying them the money they need to run, but they also are in a sense, it's like the mafia. In a sense, my brother used to be a contractor. My brother's deceased now. He used to be a contractor in New York City doing small jobs. He'd go on the job and he'd have to pay protection money to the local mob to not wreck his construction site, not steal his equipment, not do damage. Well, it's the same way with politicians, because instead of wrecking your construction site, what they'll do is they'll run a candidate against you. Okay. So, for example, now I understand Second Amendment rights. I understand the right to bear arms and all of that. But the NRA is an example of a deep-pocketed organization that represents the economic interests of people in the gun business, and all different aspects of the gun business, not just the people who hunt and target shoot and all of that. And if you don't play ball with the NRA, they will find a candidate to run against you and get you out. This is how a person like Bernie Sanders, for example, who I believe in his heart of hearts is not as understanding of the NRA's positions as his voting record would lead you to think. I mean, he could not have survived as a politician in rural Vermont without voting pro-gun more than he probably would have otherwise. Because if he would have done that, NRA would have found a candidate to back and get him out of the Senate. So that's an example of how our democracy is not working anymore. So Larry Lessig says, we've got to take our democracy back. So what he wants to do is he wants to represent people who want to get their democracy back. By voting for him, you're voting for that single issue primarily. That's what he's all about. So all I want you to do is Google Larry Lessig, or go to the Lessig 2017 website and educate yourself about what he's all about. I'm not saying you should necessarily vote for him. You might have another candidate who you like better. That's okay. But the things that Larry Lessig is trying to advance, all the candidates should try to advance. Okay, so I just wanted to ask you to do that. And the other thing I wanted to ask you to do is, this is if you're a thoughtful person and you can handle I shouldn't say if you can handle, a really good, quiet, thoughtful interview with Larry Lessig, you can go to this website. This is a shortened. If you Google Dem candidates, his name comes up. That's right. Finally, his name's coming up. For a long time, his name wasn't coming up. But anyway, this is a 38-minute long interview on C-SPAN. Nothing flashy. Just a regular interview, talking head Larry, talking to an intelligent interviewer, Steve, forget his last name, from C-SPAN. He lays out his entire thinking. And that thinking that you'll see in this video is the thinking that attracted me to Larry. And I think if you listen to this, you'll see that he makes a lot of sense. And even if you don't want to vote for him, I think you might want to root for him. Okay, so what I'm doing now is at 12 o'clock or 12:05, I'm going to do a blab. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure some of you have heard of Blab. I just discovered Blab about a week ago. Blab is kind of a fancy version. Lessig, one of the few Dem candidates remaining. That's right, one of the few. And they really don't want him in there. They really, the main thing is he wants to be in debates. They're finding excuses to keep him out of the debates. If he doesn't get into the debates, he's never, he's finished unless he runs as an independent. But I'll be going on Blab. It's like Periscope, only instead of seeing one person like you see now, you can see up to 4 people on a split screen. And rather than just being limited to sending hearts and making comments like on Periscope, you can actually be on the screen. All you have to do is, if you're set up with a microphone and a camera on your laptop or on your iPhone, you can actually participate and talk. We can talk just like we're sitting there together. So I just want to urge you to check out Blab. You can get an app for your iPhone. It's called Blab, B-L-A-B. That's the app. There's no, as far as I know, there's no app for Android. But on any computer, you can go to blab.im, blab.im. That's a website. It's as easy as pie. You don't have to download anything. Just make sure you have a camera and a microphone that work, and you can just hit the call-in button, and we can be talking to each other face to face, so to speak. So I'm going to be doing that at 12:05. So if you are curious about Blab, or you already know about it, and you want to get involved in a conversation about Larry Lessig, or your impression about how Larry Lessig, what's up, cowboy? Yeah, I'm not really a cowboy. I hate to tell you, I'm not really a cowboy. I'm from Brooklyn, and although they did have ranches in Brooklyn, believe it or not, at the edge, in Bergen Beach at one time when I was a kid there. But I'm not a cowboy. I want to keep the sun off my face, and I got into the habit of wearing this hat. I think I look better with the hat than without the hat. But if you check out Blab, and what you got to do is, if you have a computer, just type it into your browser. Use Chrome or Firefox. That's what's recommended, rather than any other browser. And check it out. And I'll be on there at about 12:05. I'll be starting officially. So I'll say ta-ta for now. I may do this again. I may start doing this again every day, either on Blab or on Periscope or both. Tonight's the big debate, Republican debate. Maybe tomorrow if I come on, I'll talk a little bit about that, or you can comment about that, or maybe we can blab about it on the computer. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again, hopefully soon. I should say happy trails, right? Happy trails until we meet again. Swipe down to stop. Swipe down to stop. Stop.